Hi, I'm Nicole Dyer, and this video is about locality research tips. This is part of the Research Like a Pro process in our genealogy research when we look up and research the location that our research is taking place in so that we can understand the relevant record sets and make a locality guide for that place, whether it's a county, state, or country, and also understand the geography and the factors that influenced our ancestors when living there, whether it's legal context, historical context, and economics, all those things that make our research richer and help us to find the records that we need in the places where our ancestors lived. This includes learning about boundary changes, maps, migration, and extant record groups. So in this video, I will share a couple tips about how to perform locality research, and you'll see that this is a clip from our Research Like a Pro office hours. This is our online course that members come once a month for a monthly office hours session. So I hope you enjoy this. All right, well, today our focus for the month is locality research. So I thought of a couple tips that I would share from my recent experience with my report in Granger County, my project in Granger County, Tennessee. And as I did the locality research for this county, I was really disappointed that I couldn't find any good maps, historical maps of the county. So I'm still on the hunt for that. And I might just go and look up the enumeration district maps from the federal census in 1900. But I really wanted to see a map of the different districts. I did, of course, I always do look at the boundary changes on Map of Us, Map of US, however you say it. And that's what you're seeing on my locality guide there, which shows the creation of Granger County in 1796. One of the things that's always really important to do with locality research and making your locality guide is to learn about the record loss, if there was any, and not just to understand when the courthouse fire was or whatever the disaster was, but to deeply understand what records still remain and maybe which ones were lost. And that can become really important as you're writing up your research. And an example of this is that I was working on understanding James Dyer, who lived in Granger County in 1850. And that was my objective, was to find his father. And so I started tracing him, and turns out he wasn't in Granger County for very long before 1850. And I found that he was probably in the neighboring county of Knox County. But there weren't too many Dyers in Knox County. I only found one father candidate there who didn't really seem to stay there either. So I went back to Granger County to find father candidates. And one of the difficult things about East Tennessee research is that they lost all of their early census records from 1790 to 1820. And so I kind of have that in my mind as like all of the lost census records. But as I was reviewing my Granger County, Tennessee locality guide that I made last year for another project, I saw that I had written down that the 1810 census has part of it remaining for Granger County. So there's just a fragment. And I thought, oh, I need to search for that and see if there were any Dyers on it. And what I found is that it wasn't included in the Ancestry and Family Search 1810 census, but I did find that there was a publication made by Pollyanna Creekmore, and it was put up onto a Granger County, Tennessee genealogy website. And it was just kind of an obscure website that had a lot of record abstracts and things. And it had that fragment, and it had 10 men with the surname Dyer on it. And I wouldn't have found those on Ancestry or Family Search because that fragment, for whatever reason, is not included in the main databases. So that was really exciting to understand the record loss a little bit more, the fact that some part of the census was remaining, and really hunting it down and trying to find it. All right, another thing that's been on my mind with locality research is courthouse research. And it's my goal to go and explore more courthouses. And so I've been studying the book Courthouse Research by Christine Rose, which I highly recommend. She has such a great writing style, very friendly and fun, but also very informative. And the book talks about before going to the courthouse to really understand what records have already been digitized. And so that is such a key part of your county level guides if you're making a locality guide for a county. And after you've fully exhausted those online resources, then you're ready to go to the courthouse because you don't want to spend your limited time at the on-site repository looking at records that have already been digitized. So that was a big takeaway for me as I studied her book. And lastly, I was looking at some deeds, and one of the deeds mentioned, or four of the deeds for Dyerman mentioned that they were all on the same creek, Flat Creek. And so I wanted to know where that was within the county. And I, like I said before, hadn't been able to find a county level map of Granger County that was historic and showed creeks and things like I've found for other counties. So I was frustrated. But then I remembered Google Maps, and that's what I've used a lot in the past to find the location of creeks. And sure enough, I was able to find Flat Creek on Google Maps and see that it's not even in the present day county of Granger anymore. It's in Hamblen County, which was created in 1871 out of parts of Granger and Hawkins counties. So remember that Google Maps can be your friend. So those are my 3 tips for locality research that I gained from my last project.